But he jumped about as high as an elephant. Pyrotechnic passing, like a fairy tale at this point, that Chiesa was once good at football. I love it! Oh, I just love it so much. Right, hello everybody, welcome back to the Golden Sky. I'm Tom. Today it is the player ratings for Liverpool's 3-0 win in the FA Cup against Brighton. Yes, I still have blonde hair. For those of you who didn't watch the video yesterday, you might not have seen, I have blonde hair now. Let's just get that out of the way early doors. Somebody said to me today that I look like Matt Rife. Now, if any of you are familiar with Matt Rife, he's a comedian. He dyed his hair blonde once. Maybe more than once. I think it's pretty accurate. Now, he's better looking than me, but I'll take that comparison. Anyway, we're going to be talking lots about hair in this video, I'm sure. These are the player ratings, though. Easy win, party ratings tonight. We're happy. The FA Cup's always a good laugh. It's never too nervy. Happy to advance to the next round. Let's get the lads on the board who played. I will say, little bit miffed in this one because Arne Slot decided to make me do maximum work tonight on the ratings and brought on all 5 subs just to make me do a little bit of extra waffling. So that might be a gift to you all. I've got to do overtime tonight. So thanks, Arne. Appreciate that, mate. There in your bomber jacket again, were you? Off out for tea after this one, Valentine's Day and all that, you know. Maybe he's got to take his missus out in his bomber, had his shoes on, looking like he's about to go to some fancy schmancy restaurant. Who knows? Maybe do maximum work, but let's start the work with, as always, the Muckery Index. Now, there was no VAR in this game today, but we still had Muckery, and I'll tell you why. Let's, not mention the first part, which is Rio scored the goal that was probably onside, that the lino called offside. We also had Gakpo's goal that was offside, but the lino decided to put his flag up about half an hour after the goal had gone in, and then it cut to the lino, and he had a haircut that looked like he'd slapped it on with a bit of boot polish, just polished it onto his head. That was one thing. I told you we were going to talk a lot about hair in this video, but my biggest problem tonight was when I saw that game was on TNT Sports, and it's the FA Cup, so it's a little bit, more of a laugh than maybe some other games are, and I knew we'd have Fletch and Ali on that game, my favourite duo of all. And as soon as they found the fella with a seagull mask on, oh my God, that was it. It was over. There was a fella with a seagull mask. Now, I'll admit, when they put that fella on the camera, first thing, I had a bit of a laugh at him. He looked quite funny. He didn't move all night long. I'm not actually convinced it was a human being. It might have actually been a genuine seagull with a bomber jacket on. He just stood there with his hands in his pockets, stood up the whole game, even though they were getting smashed. Watched the game out the beak of a seagull mask. Not even kidding. But as soon as Ali and Fletch found him, that was it. We had him on the camera 15 times a game, 15 times during the game, with Ali just chuckling away at him and Fletch making crap jokes. So tonight, obviously, the Muckery Index is seagull mask. If I had one, I'd whack it on for the ratings because that'd be a good laugh, wouldn't it? If any of you want to fan mail me a seagull mask, get in touch with me in the comments or email me, and you can send me a seagull mask. But that would hide the blonde hair, wouldn't it? So, in for a penny, out for a pound. Okay. Is that a saying? Have I just made that saying up? I might have just made that up completely. Sometimes I get sayings wrong, guys. But let's get into the ratings. So, Alisson in the goal. Now, he doesn't have to really make any saves apart from one where they crossed it in and I think Dunk headed it across and Alisson stopped it from going to Van Hecker to head it in the net. Decent save. Pretty good save. Other than that, he didn't have a lot to do. But I still have things to say about Alisson because he is at the minute operating like his brain is on like delay. Like he's buffering a little bit, like his brain's on buffering mode. A bit like, let's say you put something on the TV, but the sound is slightly out of sync to the program that you're watching. That's a bit like how Alisson's brain is working. He's watching what's going on, but he's on sound delay or brain delay, and he's kicking the ball a second too late every single time he gets it. I mean, every time he gets it, it's a second too late. He had one that nearly got blocked very early on, and then one that did get blocked in the second half. Diego Gomez nearly went in. Would have been dead funny, to be honest, if we'd have conceded a goal like that. I can say that now because we won and it's absolute party time, of course. But yeah, just a bit strange. Maybe he's had too much time doing whatever he's doing. When he stood in the goal with nothing to do, too much time on his Nintendo Switch. Other game consoles are available, of course. Who knows? He's got brain rot or something. Can you imagine if Ali had brain rot? Ah, poor guy. 6, I think is probably fair. Right, Jones scored a goal. Finally, after us bringing this issue to light in the last ratings, maybe I've got more power over Liverpool than I thought I had. You know, here on the Golden Sky, I said in the last video that I discovered, because of the commentators, that Jones had not scored for Liverpool in 56 games. Well, match 57, there's an old saying, try something 56 times and have no luck. 57, it's a dead cert. That's a saying, and if it's not, I've just made that a saying right now. It's an old-fashioned saying. The 57th time is always the charm, as we all know. And sure enough, Curtis Jones finds himself in the box. Not really sure what he was doing there, given that he was playing right back tonight, but he finds himself there, knocks the ball in the net, off the bar, nice finish. Happy days. Couldn't complain at that at all. Ali gave him man of the match at the end. This caused a major debate in my gaff, which we will get to a bit later in the video. There's no way Jones was man of the match. I did think he was all right. He played pretty well. You know, he's playing right back, so always give him a bit of credit. Like I said with Endo earlier in the week, these midfielders that are playing right back, you've got to give him some credit. I think the most impressive part of his performance today is that he's managed to play a game at right back for Liverpool and not get injured. And I think that deserves some recognition because that has been hard work for pretty much anybody else who's played that position for us this season. So maybe Jones has broke the curse. Nice to see him get a goal. Played well. I'm giving him an 8. Okay. Konate, who, to be honest, is just playing really solid at the minute. Really, really solid. I mean, Brighton, let's be real. They popped the ball around quite nicely, but they never really threatened us, did they? I never for 1 minute thought we were going to lose that game. As soon as I saw the team came out and we'd gone strong, I thought, we're winning this. Brighton are just the type of team where they do some nice stuff, but they're not really that effective. I don't know. And Konate and Van Dijk had a pretty easy night, to be honest. It was Valentine's, obviously, today, so maybe they were there making each other a little candlelight dinner. What do you reckon Ibu does for Valentine's? Does Ibu have a significant other? I don't know. I reckon he's French, isn't he? So romance and all that. I reckon he's got a nice wine going, little steak or something. Maybe 3. He's a big lad, to be fair. He played well. What can I say? He's wearing black boots and then white socks and then his Liverpool socks. And his white sock portion is pretty large. I might be the only person who notices that type of thing, and it might mean nothing to you that I've even noticed that, but just something I picked up on. There we go. Yeah, what can I say? Solid performance. I'm giving him a 7. And I can't type. 7, there we go. And Van Dijk, I mean, exactly the same, really. We could have played that game, and I wouldn't have even known who was at centre-back, to be honest. They didn't really do much defending that I can think of. You know, Brighton... They didn't even start with Danny Welbeck, who was going for the golden boot. That's a joke for about 2 people, and I will explain it. When we played Brighton in the league, they put a graphic on of Welbeck and how many goals he'd scored. He'd scored about 8, and Haaland's on about 20, and they were like, oh, he's in the golden boot race this season, Welbeck. And I'm thinking, is he ball sacking the golden boot race? Are you having a laugh? Give your head a wobble, lad. He's not in the golden boot race at all. So now every time I see Danny Welbeck, I have to remind myself that he's in the golden boot race. He came off the bench today, didn't do nothing. Van Dijk had the easiest day of his life at the office there. What else is there to say, guys? Really, what else is there to say? So I'm just going to give him a 7 as well, and we'll move on to Kerkez. It was just so fun to watch, isn't he? He really is. And it really pleased me today that he got that nice assist in front of Ali, who was already crying 10 minutes into the game because Robbo wasn't there again. He's like, oh, I do wonder why Robbo's not started. Scottish is bad. It's not good, guys. I'm trying my best. Let me try that again. Oh, laddie, I wonder why he's not started more games this season. How's that? That was a little bit better. Was that better? I don't know. Don't come for my Scottish, please. But Kerkez started this one because he's boss and put in a great cross because he's boss and got an assist. You guessed it, because he's boss. And Ali had to swallow his words once he'd finished having a laugh at the seagull fella of course. And when you watch Kerkez, it just makes me wonder, like, I've said this, what he was like at school, but now I'm wondering just what he's like at home. I mean, I think of him doing general home stuff, like using house appliances. Like, I reckon he's so intense all the time. And when they perform exactly as they're expected to, I reckon he really, really celebrates. Like, let's say I don't know, he's using an oven or something and it cooks his food like an oven would. I reckon when it finishes, he's like, yes, oven! Come on, oven! Love you, oven. Like, what's his stuff in the washing machine? It starts spinning round. He's like, lad, are you seeing this? The washing machine is spinning around. I love it. Oh, I just love it so much. That's how I imagine Kerkez is. He'd be a good wrestler, I think. I think he'd cut some amazing wrestling promos there. You know, I'm thinking like Macho Man. That's Kerkez's vibe. He's a bit Ultimate Warrior, maybe. You know, just pure intensity. That's how he is. Veins popping out his neck, roided up beyond belief. He had a little fight with Veltman at one point, and Arne Slot got in the middle like his name was Dana White, trying to split him up. Honestly, I wanted Kerkez to just eat his face off like that monkey who ate that woman. What was that? She had a pet monkey, and one day it like ate her face or something. Quite sad, really, but maybe I shouldn't have said that. Who knows? Anyway, Kerkez 7. Let's go to McAllister. Now, McAllister, I didn't have a lot to say about McAllister either, but I did think about his hair. You know, tonight I'm looking at his haircut there, and I'm thinking, I've obviously been giving hair a lot of thought since I've done this to mine. You know, McAllister's hair, it looks like he styled it with what I can only describe in my mind as like bathroom powder from the 60s or something like that. He's just got whatever they used back then, bathroom cleaning powder, and just put it in his hair and sim what it did, and then give it a little brush with a toffee apple after. I obviously am not really one to talk about hair at the minute. I've got hair like Ric Flair. And talking of wrestling promos, you know, the styling, profiling, limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling and dealing, son of a gun. Ric Flair, that's my best Ric Flair right there. Hope you all enjoyed. We're going full wrestling tonight, apparently, on this one. Legendary wrestler there, Ric Flair. And I have hair like him, so I saved that for McAllister. Because I didn't have a lot else to say. I thought he was pretty good in the middle. What can I say, guys? I thought he was pretty decent. Similar performance to the one against Sunderland, I would say. Just breaking up play nicely, in better positions, I think. Did get played through a few times, cut through, but did his job in the middle. Like to see it. Made some decent bits of link up. Nothing crazy, nothing that's going to knock your socks off. But, you know, I gave you some Ric Flair. So, and he's using bathroom powder to from the 60s to style his hair with. To 7 for Macca. Right, and then Szoboszlai. And this is where we're going to get into the man of the match debate. So, okay, first of all, excellent cross for Gakpo's disallowed goal. Amazing cross. This fella's taking a dead ball is like a cheat code. It amazes me how we let anyone other than him take any set piece for us ever. I'm talking free kicks. I'm talking corners. Anything. He should take them all. He's phenomenal at striking a ball. And we saw that when he scored that second goal, which was a beautiful, beautiful goal. The whole move was excellent. We'll talk more about it when we get to Salah and Gakpo. But Szoboszlai's finish, just brilliant finish. So satisfying the way he strikes through the ball, like his name's Morgan Gamps Pedersen. So cleanly strikes the ball into that corner. It went right in the corner of the goal. You know, it's just the perfect finish from a perfect guy. He's as cool as James Bond in a white tuxedo. He really is. I've said that before. I do love him to pieces. But that said, I don't think he was man of the match tonight. And now, Hungry, hear me out. But Hungry, before you start commenting, Hungry, you've come from me before, okay? You've come from me before when I've said Szoboszlai not man of the match, when you thought he was. I'm talking to the nation of Hungary here. If there's any Hungarians watching, I thought he was very good tonight, okay? Now, my dad reckoned that he was man of the match. Now, he'd had a few bevies, I will preface that, and it was impossible to reason with, but he was having none of it that whoever I'll get to later was man of the match, okay? I don't think Szoboszlai was man of the match. I think there was one player better. It's not a rocket science who I'm going to say, but I'll save it for later. So what I want you guys to do is comment in the comments who you think was man of the match. If it was Szoboszlai or who I end up with. It's not rocket science. You've probably already figured it out. But I should have thought about this because, you know, the nation of Hungary is on my dad's side. So don't come for me. I thought he played well. We're friends, me and you, Hungary. We're friends, you know. If you want me to do my hair like Szoboszlai next, I'll try. I could not do that justice, let me tell you that much for free. But I'm giving him a 9, okay? He was very, very good. I think one player was better. Okay. Right. We're going to Wirtz, who definitely wasn't better. Bit of a quiet game for Wirtz, bit of a disappointing one for him. I mean, doesn't have to be electric every time. We win the game comfortably, and it's good to see that we can do that without Wirtz having to set the world alight. I thought he was still pretty solid at times, but sometimes a bit sloppy on the ball, giving it away uncharacteristically, especially of late. Did have a nice little dribble in the box, and he had Lewis Dunk going every which way. Lewis Dunk also dunked on his foot in this game, just completely dunked on it, and that was appropriate because tonight is the NBA dunk contest, everybody. That's a nice tie in there. Any of you guys American or like the NBA, like me, it's All-Star Weekend. If you're not watching, watch. I would recommend it. Tonight's probably the best night because they don't try very hard at All-Star Weekend anymore, but we have the 3-point contest. We have got some weird shooting stars contest, and we've got the dunk contest, which I'm sure you must all be familiar with. They all just do loads of dunks. And it got me thinking, who in Liverpool's team would be the best person to put in the dunk contest? And for me, it's got to be a couple of players up for grabs. Konate's got to be one of them. He can jump for joy. Is there any other sayings about jumping? He can jump for joy. Or Ekitike, because he can jump high and he's mates with Wembanyama, who is already in the NBA, and he's massive, so that might help him. It definitely won't be Gakpo, because at one point tonight, I can't remember who it was, someone had a shot. It was Kerkez, actually. Kerkez made a great run, cut inside, had the shot, he was offside, and Gakpo tried to jump out the way and blocked it. Brilliant from Gakpo. We'll talk more about Gakpo later. But he jumped about as high as an elephant, so it definitely isn't Gakpo. What's the dunk contest, everyone? Wirtz, I'm going to give him a 5 tonight. I thought he was a little bit below par. Right. Okay, Salah. Now, spoiler alert. If you haven't already figured it out, I think Salah was man of the match tonight. I am. Now, listen, I'm going to start this. Let's just get this out of the way straight away. I'm also giving him a 9. It wasn't a 10. I know what you're thinking. Tom, that's a tie. You can't do that. You should give Salah a 9.5. Right. I don't do halves on the Golden Sky ratings, okay? We don't mess around with halves. We just hammer them out, okay? I think Salah just edged Szoboszlai's performance today, and I'll tell you why. Right. First of all, the pass for Szoboszlai's goal sets him up beautifully there, Salah. Brilliant pass. I mean, pyrotechnic passing from Liverpool for that goal. Salah lays it on a plate, puts Szoboszlai's bib on, gives him the spoon, says, there you go, mate, there's your dinner. Have a little crack at that. A nice fresh bowl of goulash for you. And Szoboszlai polished it right off, didn't he? So that was excellent. But then that's a great assist. Really, really good assist. Szoboszlai, good finish, sure. And then Salah wins the penalty. So gets the ball on the wing. He has Kadioglu in front of him. He just Randy Mosses that fella. Stiff arms him. Puts him straight into the floor. Just completely stiff arms him. Mosses him into the ground. See you later, mate. Carries on running into the box, takes his man on. Pascal Gross legs him up. Salah wins the penalty really, really well, and then knocks it in the net. Great penalty, top corner, comes away with a goal and assist. And not just that tonight, I thought he was generally a lot better than we've seen him in recent weeks, Salah. In his general play, I thought he was keeping the ball better. Thought his work rate was actually very good tonight as well. I thought he was able to hold the ball up a bit better in the first half when we weren't having too much of it. Showed some nice feet. Did have a few times where he tried to do what he's been doing recently and sort of phase his way through a player. He hasn't quite figured out yet as a human being. You can't just run through another human being's body. That doesn't quite work. But that aside, I'm talking about the point when Ali kicked the ball long, or the ball broke long, and Salah turned on the jets and beat Kadioglu to the ball, mossed him again, see you later, and won it, and then tried to phase through Mitoma. He's not a hologram, Mo. So I'm giving Salah a 9. I think he was man of the match tonight. Comment below if you think Salah was man of the match, or you think Szoboszlai was man of the match. I don't think I have any Egyptians watching. I need Egypt on my side, the way Hungary have got Szoboszlai's back. To win this pointless debate. There's no debate, though, about Federico Chiesa. He is just crap. He is just not that good at football, and I don't know what to say. He once was good at football a very, very long time ago. It's like a fairy tale at this point that Chiesa was once good at football. It's a bit like if you go see your granddad and they start to tell you a story about what life was like in their day and age. My granddad, for example, tells me a story, and he's not going to get in trouble for this, granddad. If you're watching this, no one's going to come and get you in trouble for this. It's the what's it called? The thing that runs out if you do a crime as well gone. He stole a coal wagon or something to drive to the club in. I think that's the story. Nicked a coal wagon with his mates and drove to the club, naturally, as you would do. That's like the type of story you get from Chiesa. But if he was your granddad, he'd say, once I was a good at football, and I won the Euros, and I was an excellent player, and I was worth 100 million euros, but now I'm not very good, and I run around with my hair all over the place, and that is about it. And that'd be Chiesa there at like 90 years old with a slightly dodgy Italian accent and dyed blonde hair, telling you about his football career. He's not very good. 5. Granddad, if you're watching, I hope you enjoyed hearing your coal wagon story. Okay, Gakpo. Oh God, Gakpo. It's just puzzling watching Gakpo. It really is puzzling. Because when he gets the ball, every single time he does something, it doesn't work. It's like, how did this happen? He has more, every single thing he does gets blocked, right? He has more blocks than Minecraft, I'm telling you. Every single thing he does gets blocked. He's even blocking our shots now. He's like, well, if all mine get blocked, I'm going to start blocking other players' shots. That said, it's a great pass for Salah's volleyed pass with his right foot that set Szoboszlai up. And that was very good. I can appreciate that. Good play from Gakpo tonight. But it genuinely baffles me how he manages to play as much as he does. I mean, Rio comes on there, plays 15 minutes, scored a legitimate goal. Now, okay, maybe you can argue Gakpo also would have scored that if he was in that position, and it got ruled out for offside. It was probably onside. It was tough to say. But I just don't see how Gakpo manages to stay on as long as he does every game is genuinely beyond me. I said this in the last ratings. The only reason I can think is that he has nudes of Arne Slot, or maybe other means of dirt on him. He has to. Look, he wasn't awful tonight, was he? He wasn't awful, but was he very good? Not really. Sometimes I think with Gakpo, at the minute, if he had a shot and he aimed straight down, he'd miss the floor. That's sort of where we are with Gakpo at the minute. Nothing's coming off for him at all. I think he scored 1 in his last 10, and I couldn't believe that, to be honest. I'm giving him a 5. No, I'm giving him a 6 because of the one good pass he did. That's where the standards are for Gakpo at the minute. I'm giving him a 6. We brought Gomez on for Wirtz. That was a smart sub, to be honest. Just keep Wirtz comfy. Don't let him ever get injured ever, or there's just no joy in life left. Sparked a debate. Do we think Gomez will ever score? He's played 299 games in his career now. He never scored a goal. Do you guys think Gomez will ever score? Personally, I think no, he'll never score. And my main reasoning for that is he's shit at shooting. And I think that's pretty solid reasoning. He actually never even gets close to scoring a goal. Like, let's be so real. There has never been a time where we've watched Gomez and he's had an opportunity that we thought, oh my god, Gomez is going to score. Oh my god, that was really close. It's never really happened. He's maybe come semi-close every now and then. And it made me think of the time when he had that one season where he was like having a shot from the edge of the box like once a game, and all Anfield was shouting shoot, and I wanted to throttle every single one of them who shouted shoot. Don't shoot. You're shit at shooting, mate. Never shoot, ever. It should never happen. That said, he didn't shoot tonight. He did okay. Give him a 6. Rio came on. Short sleeve shirt from Rio tonight. What's all that about? It was freezing out there at Anfield. Like, nipples rock hard levels of freezing. Poking out your shirt. Like, them hats you'd wear at a party. Just on your shirt. That was like how cold it was. But Rio's there. No bother. I'll just rock a short sleeve with no undershirt. Fair play. I was thinking maybe the kit man had only got one spare kit by the end of it, and they had to put Rio's name on it, and it just happened to be the short sleeve one that no one wanted. But because he's the youngest, he had to take it. He scored a perfectly legitimate goal, guys. Let's be so real. But the liner who we didn't see, we didn't get to see the other one. The one on the other side of the pitch was boot polish haircut, if you remember him. I didn't see the other one. Who knows what kind of haircut he had? But he gave offside. I don't know if it was. To be honest, I need lines, but let's not be fussy. We won 3-0. It would have been nice to see him get a goal. That was about all he did, wasn't it? Did like a decent dribble on the left wing, and everyone was chanting Rio, Rio, which is great. Love to see that. So I'll give him a 6 as well. Ekitike was there. The man behind my current look. Yeah, I mean, guys, I'll be so honest. The response to my hair, especially from you guys in the last video, has really, really surprised and overwhelmed me, to be honest, by how positively it's been received. I'm quite shocked. I dropped in at my barber's today when I was heading out for a run. Gave her a bar of Aero chocolate. She likes that. Before any of you get on to me saying that's a crap chocolate, that's the one she likes, actually. Thank you very much. So dropped her one of them to say thank you. Just a little extra something, because the response has been so good. She's clearly done such a great job. I don't know, I'm still not used to it. What do we all reckon? Is it as good as Hugo's? Probably not. And yes, he's got curly hair. I will not be perming my hair. At least not yet. Save that one for a subscriber special, maybe, one day. He didn't do a lot, did he? So that's why I've started talking about haircuts again. 6 for Ekitike. We brought Calvin Ramsay on out of the dungeons. That was fun, wasn't it? I was saying before the game, when I saw him get on the bench, I said that, do we think Ramsay gets annoyed, when he has to put his kit on every week in the changes there, and he's thinking, this is fucking pointless, this. There's no chance I'm coming on. What am I putting my kit on for, like a dickhead? You know what I mean? But he did. He came on. I couldn't believe it. That's about his 3rd appearance for us, isn't it? Something like that. And he put a decent cross in. Would have got an assist if it wasn't cut out, which I suppose is a very pointless way of saying he didn't get an assist. But he was there. That was nice to see. I'll give him a 6. And then Nyoni came on as well. And my only comment for Nyoni is, why the hell did we make 5 subs on? And now I've got to go through Nyoni. And I've got nothing to say about him at all. Yeah, so Nyoni gets a 6. Stop making 5 subs when I don't need to. Look at that. It's just 6s all round to end the ratings. That tells you they didn't do naff all, is what that tells you, guys. But we've come to the end. That is the player ratings. Let's get everybody off the screen. There we go. That's the player ratings, guys. I really do hope you did enjoy it. FA Cup ratings, happy ratings. Not quite undies on the head party ratings of fun. We weren't quite there tonight. It's only FA Cup. Maybe it was the FA Cup final. It would have been undies on the head, but wasn't quite. And anyway, we can't be hiding this blonde hair with a pair of undies, can we? So if you did enjoy the video today, guys, please do leave a like on it. We've been hitting 30 likes every single video. So I'm going to start from this video on asking for 35 likes. If we can hit 35 likes on this one, that would be amazing, guys. Thank you so much for all the support on the channel. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers, and we are so close to 450. So with this video, can we hit 450 and get right on the march to 500? That would be amazing. If you are new and haven't done so, please do subscribe. Podcast listeners, 5-star rating and reviews, follow the show, all that good stuff. We've got all the housekeeping out of the way. I will not be doing, I don't think, a tactical analysis for this video. For this game, sorry. With it being an FA Cup game, I might if I have time, but I am studying again now, guys, so time is precious for me, to be honest. I might do, I might not. At the very least, I'll be back soon with another video, of course. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you enjoyed the win tonight. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekends. Thanks everyone for watching. Goodbye.